Kurapika watched you as you ate the cherries you'd picked out with gon and Lɪირδ. You spat out the cores, which made up about half the cherry. The stems were quite long, so you were able to tie them with your tongue. Kurapika had to admit, he was a firm believer in the whole, if someone is able to tie cherry stems with their tongue, that they're an amazing kisser. He'd seen it in movies and TV shows that he'd watched with you. He also realized his feelings for you and has wanted to confess to you for some time now. He feels like he should take advantage of this time while you're eating the cherries and tying the stems with your tongue. He walked over to you and tried to start a small conversation. Hey Wayne, what do you think about the cherries? He tried to start a simple conversation. Asking someone how they are or what they're doing seemed to be a good conversation starter. You turned around and gave him a small smile. You patted the seat next to you on the counter, signaling for him to come sit next to you. You were still tying the cherry stem, giving you the inability to talk. A few seconds later, you spat out the tied cherry stem and gave Kurapika an adorable smile. You cleared your throat and started to talk. Hi Kurapika, oh, the cherries, they are delicious. You responded to his question. You sat in silence for a bit. Kurapika decided to try and confess. So, I see you could tie the cherry stems with your tongue. Is it difficult? It is kind of difficult, but it gets easier each time you do it. Motivated by your words, he picked up a cherry with a long stem. Wayne, you giggled as you watched him try to tie the stem and continue to fail. He scrunched his nose up and down and then spat out his tongue. He had no idea how to tie one of them. He only knew about the whole good kisser thing. Kurapika, do you even know how to— No. He cut you off with a sad tone. He gave a small frown and tried to muster enough courage to actually and finally confess to you. There's an urban legend. He started up. You turned to him with a confused look on your face. It basically says that if someone can tie a cherry stem with their tongue, that they're a good kisser. You stared at him a bit, and then your eyes quickly widened. Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. He swallowed deeply, afraid of how you would react to this next part. He didn't want to ruin your friendship. Well, I was wondering if we can test it out, see if the legend is true, the blonde said in a flirty tone, and he leaned in to give you a kiss. You were a bit shocked at first, but quickly melted into it. Kurapika placed his hands on your waist and moved closer to you. You placed your hands around Kurapika's neck, basically meaning, yes, I'll kiss you, Kurapika. Kurapika, feeling satisfied, slid his tongue into the kiss. He slid his tongue into the kiss. It wouldn't be good to test the cherry kisser thing without tongue, right? You didn't seem to mind and went along with it. After a few seconds of your experiment, air was sadly needed. You had somewhat of a confused but cheerful look on your face, which turned into a small smirk quickly. Yeah, experiment. Kurapika, you sly, sneaky man. You laughed and pulled him into a hug. I love you, Kurapika. You told him. I love you too. Your lips, they taste just like cherries.